Hi guys, it's Nancy, and I'm back with the May Glimmer of the Month and the May 2023 3D Embossing Folder of the Month. Now, I did a very long video with this, showing how I made each of these cards, but I cannot get this set out of my head. And I got my sprinkles that I was looking for, and I have some balloon confetti. This is from, I cannot read that, it's so small. Sparkling balloons from Dress My Craft, and they're tiny little balloon confettis. And then this is from Pretty Pink Posh, little sprinkles there. And so these are the cards that I made. If you missed it, this is the sprinkle, or the I put too much in there, but it's holographic stars. Have a colorful day, and the stencil that I used is from the BB's Collections Hummingbird stencil, which came out pretty handy to make this fun confetti background. Here's one that I just did Make-A-Wish, and I did mermaid sequins, and then this one I just did the hot foil with the embossing folder. So if you missed it, it's a very long video, but you get to see how I made all of these. But I want to make some more because I always need birthday cards. So in the Glimmer, I have Heating Up the Happy Birthday Sentiment. And I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use some of this specialty pastel color blend cardstock from Simon Says Create. I have been using this paper for almost everything. They have brights, they have pastels, but it's already ink blended. See that? And let me see here. I have some boo-boo pieces of cardstock over here I can use as my matte layer. Just comparing. Well, not boo-boo, just spare pieces. Purple. Oh, yes. Let's do the purple. So, you know, if you don't want to do the ink blending, there are specialty cardstocks out there you can use. So that's what we're going to do. And I think what we'll do is hot foil and run this through the embossing folder and make a shaker card. And then I have this purple cardstock that can go in the back if we need it to go in the back. All right, so my Glimmer says it's ready. I'm going to use some Prism Glimmer foil today. And again, you don't have to do this as a shaker card, but boy, does it make it fun. And I am going to cut off some of this extra foil. Because of this being glossy cardstock, I want to make sure I'm not overfoiling anything if I can. Okay. Going to try to make sure that that is in the middle, which basically I just eyeball it and feel around my fingers. All right, we're going to give that the 60-second countdown. Now, while we're waiting for that, after that's done, we're going to die cut it. And then after we die cut it is when we're going to run it through the embossing folder. So that's the last thing we're going to do. Here are the balloon dies. There's also an add-on kit to this. So the Glimmer of the Month, they now have these new add-on kits. And the two add-on sentiments are, you lift me up and have a colorful day. But again, I did an unboxing video. You can go check that out. So let's move all these guys out of the way. And we're going to bring in die cutting plates. So the platinum will run it through the Glimmer and press the foil in. Then we put our die cutting plates in, and then we'll do our 3D embossing folder plates. All right, our Glimmer is done, and I'm just going to run this through once again because this is already a glossy finished cardstock. The foil should stick to it pretty easily. Okay, so we're going to move this. We're done with the foiling. that a second to cool and reveal. Beautiful. And we could certainly just leave it like that, but no, we want a fun shaker card here. So now we're going to take the dies. Oh, I gotta get the word dies. Where'd I put this? There's a little shadow frame that goes around the dies. So there is Make a Wish, It's Your Day, and Happy Birthday. And then we cut out around, and that'll make our little shaker pocket. Cutting side is always the raised part that goes down. Okay, so see how that lines up? All right, that's what we're going to cut out. And all that's going to pop out are these two pieces here so that we can put our little shaker elements inside there. So I'm going to grab my little washi tape here, Spellbinders Best Ever craft tape. Sometimes this craft tape is a little extra sticky, so you might need to take some of the stick off by rubbing it on your hand or your shirt or your pants or something like that. So again, I'm going to line these up. And I did cut them separately and cut them all together, and it really did not make a difference. So whatever you want to do. Okay, I have platform plate A, B, a cutting plate, and a top cutting plate. And you can see our little shaker pieces are popped off of there. And you might just need to snip a little corner. So this is attached right here, little snip there. Well, let's do this one. This one's easier to snip. Okay. Come on. Okay. All right. So this is where the fun begins. I want to now run this through the 3D embossing folder. So to do the 3D embossing folder, I'm going to do plate A and D, I think. Yep. So plate A. We have our 3D embossing folder, which is much thicker and there's more dimension. So we're going to bring our panel in. And I'm going to place that so that the happy birthday is really in the center there. Like that. So I'll have all the balloons around it. Like that. And then we're going to do platform D for 3D on top of that. And we're going to run that through. And look how cool that looks. I don't need to add any more coloring, shading. I was thinking about this idea. Look at this. Look at how fun this is. I could just leave it like that and it looks cool, but no. We're going to step it up and add some sprinkles and balloons. Okay, so in case you didn't know, Spellbinders also has clear acetate. It is heat-proof acetate. So you can use it in the glimmer. Of course, now I can't find it. Hold, please. Here we go. Okay, so they call it Glimmer Specialty Clear Film, but it's acetate, and you can use this in the glimmer if you wanted to do any hot foiling over it. I'm just going to cut a piece of that. And that's going to be our backing. So I do need to cut that down a little bit. Smidge more. All right, so then the acetate gets attached to the back of your panel here. And you want to use either a really strong tape or a really strong glue. So that's going to cover that, and I'm going to put a weight on there to cover that. Now, while that is drying in place, and that will dry pretty quickly, I want to build up my foam tape. And I said last time I feel like my foam tape was too thin. So let me see what other rolls I have here that I can double up. I think these are both the same, so I think I'll use that, and I'll just we'll double it up. Okay, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna build up our walls here. So I'm gonna start with the edges, just because that's gonna be the base of the card, right? And I already cut that too big. And you can see here, this foam tape is pretty thick, so I want to try to make sure that it does not show through my window there. I think we'll be okay on this side. So you want to make sure you're not using a foam tape that is too wide, where it's going to expose itself. See, there's a smidge right there, but you really can't see it. So I'll just push that out of the way. And then I want this to be doubled up. So I'm going to pull this adhesive backing off. Or protective backing, I should say, not adhesive backing. And I'm going to double this up so that we have twice the layers. That is super sticky. Okay, I will not be removing that. All right, so for the top and the bottom, I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to fold it in half on itself. This way I get that doubled layer, and it's not thick, so it is stuck to itself. I can expose the adhesive. Okay, so it's doubled up. All right, we're good to go. We're good to go. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side so that it's not too thick. Fold it in on itself. So I get the double layers, and I get the adhesiveness on both sides. And this particular tape is super sticky, so now, I can leave my shaker card like this, depending on how much you want to put in shaker bits, or I can start to build around this area. I'm just going to put a piece in the middle there. Again, I'm going to do that kind of fold in half thing. So my wells will be a little larger. That means you can put more stuff in there. It also means they're not going to cross-contaminate each other. So I think I'll put the balloons in the top and the sprinkles in the bottom. And again, you can cover these wells here so that you don't have to put as much product in there. Sequins, beads, whatever you have. And Spellbinders has a whole bunch of sequins, all different colors. If you have not checked that out, you definitely want to go do that. Okay, so now this is doubled up. Just kind of going to shove it in here. Just like that. Everybody is going to fit. And I also want to make sure that I look to make sure there is no exposed areas. I don't want any cracks where any of my beads can fall out. Nobody wants a shaker card where they're going to get glitter, beads, sequins stuck all over them. All right, so that's pretty much ready to go. Let me glue on my card base here. All right, now, because my card panel is the same size as my card base, I can actually assemble this upside down because everything will line up. So I try not to cut my card panels down because if it's smaller and you have to figure out how everything lines up, then it may not work out. So now, because everything's the same size, it'll be easier for me to attach it. So it's just the last part. I'm going to add these fun balloon confettis. Actually, I'll put them in both sections. If you watched my other video, I went like way overboard with the confetti. And you want to make sure they don't go to the sides like that one right there did and stick to your adhesive, because then nobody can see them. Some people take the anti-static powder tool and rub it around the adhesive sides to make sure that that doesn't happen. Okay, so we have our little balloons. And then I'm going to open these guys up. Here's my little tonic scoop here. Okay, now we're going to stick. So we want to make sure that the right side of the card opening, and I'm going to look around the edges and make sure that I go straight down and stick this in the right place, because once it's stuck, it is not coming up. That is crooked. Look at all this tape hanging off this side. Close enough. Okay, I'm going to press that down really well along the edges and the middle. And there we have a hot foiled 3D folder embossed shaker balloon card using the May 2023 Spellbinders Glimmer of the Month. So fun. And I'm glad you guys stuck with me through this whole process. I didn't have to do any stamping. I didn't have to do any inking. That was a lot of fun. Now, all of this exposed adhesive I have on this side, I will take my scissors and cut that down. Clean that up a little bit. Just trim it up. And I'll clean all that up. And there we go. And we have a fun birthday card. If you had fun watching me make this card, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already, consider subscribing to my channel. If you're interested in these products, you can sign up for the new Glimmer of the Month as of the 6th. If you are already on the Glimmer of the Month or any of the other clubs, you can sign up. You will be sent it. This is launched on the 1st. If you're on any of the other clubs, you can sign up anytime after the 1st. But if you're brand new to any of the clubs at Spellbinders, definitely check them out. They are good value, especially the Glimmer of the Month, because you get the glimmer plates and you get a roll of foil. And again, I did do an unboxing video so you could see everything that you get in this release. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep on foiling. Bye.